Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors are Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. Thanks for joining me. And these two stories come from the West Midlands. They're mainly focused in the Birmingham area, and there are two cases that were seen at Birmingham Crown Court. This is about a particular type of crime that has emerged in recent years, a modern age of global travel and also crime tourism. A new breed of professional thief is emerging across Europe and also in the Americas. It is known as burglary tourism, and groups of professional burglars are targeting the homes of rich and famous people in planned raids attracted by high-prized valuables. The areas chosen for the raids have included wealthy suburbs in London, Surrey and the home counties, as well as the so-called Golden Triangle with the towns of Wilsmlow, Mottram St and Aldereley Edge in Cheshire. Burglary tourism first came on the radar in 2017 when the Met established Operation Genie, following a string of burglaries in the capital. Paul Weldon, the managing director of the Panic Room company, said that his company helps wealthy clients develop security solutions, including bespoke panic rooms and also safes. This first story was about a gang of Romanians from the city of Constanta off the Black Sea in Romania. Two of these gangs flew to Birmingham every winter for 5 years. They carried out a series of burglaries across the city and also in the Black Country, which is the outskirts of Birmingham. The gangs were all from the same city, and they used identical methods to raid the homes in Birmingham, Smethwick and also the Black Country. Ninau Spyru and his brother and also Nikolai both jailed for a total of 18 years and 8 months after robbing 34 homes at Birmingham Crown Court. The estimated value of the goods stolen was around £200,000. They are believed to have been linked to an earlier gang from Constanta led by crime lord Catalin Zahari and his wife Florina Spyru, who was once pictured lying on a bed with loads of banknotes. The gangs took advantage of the dark winter nights, breaking into properties and using ladders to reach floors that didn't have alarms on. The gang also targeted homes in search of Asian gold and jewellery, identifying properties when the owners were not there. The police discovered photographs of Zaharia and Florina lying on the bed with cash, posing with high-powered BMWs also, and wearing stolen jewellery taken from some of the raids. The raids took place in homes between 2014 and 2018 in December, in one of the largest burglary conspiracies West Midlands Police has ever prosecuted anyone with. Detectives made a breakthrough in late 2018 when the traffic officers monitoring an uninsured car travelling on the M6 spotted a bag containing jewellery being thrown from a window. It had been stolen from a residence in Solihull. Zaharia was arrested and DNA sample was taken, which matched blood that was found at the scene of a burglary. He was also identified on CCTV footage at several other break-ins. Police intelligence linked him to an address in Albury, and on December the 10th, West Midlands Police executed a warrant in the house where other gang members, Konstantin Stoan, Marianne Malosia, and also Daniel Stoem, were detained. Cash and jewellery were recovered, including 20 grand in Florina's handbag. The overall estimated value of the goods taken from the sophisticated robbery stands at £781,954 and an additional £63,840 in cash. All five initially denied involvement, but a dedicated West Midlands task force called Operation Brigadier linked the men to 13 offences via blood and fingerprints taken at the crime scenes. In the face of the evidence, everyone admitted to conspiracy to burgle. The court heard that Florian had not taken an active role in the break-ins, instead acting as admin, helping to plan the raids and launder the proceeds. He was found guilty of money laundering after a trial, but cleared of burglary. Prosecutor Graham Russell QC said that the police raided their home in Albury in the West Midlands and found an Aladdin's cave of stolen jewellery. WhatsApp messages recovered from Zaharia's phone also show conversations with individuals in Romania about the burglaries he had helped organise. Mr. Russell said this was an organised conspiracy with an international dimension, with the minds in Romania helping to organise it. It was a very professional operation. Catalin Zahara was coordinating the robberies in Birmingham. Among the items recovered at the residence in Aldereley were a Dior bag, Giorgio Armani watches, and gold coins. After this gang was jailed, the second group turned up into Birmingham and the West Midlands and began their raid. The pair eventually arrested after they were spotted in a getaway car in Smethwick. The men have now been jailed for their offences that took place last year between February and November. DS Nigel Box, who led the investigation, said that he believed the gangs were connected to the original investigation called Operation Brigadier, and that police had picked up on Spyro name connection. He continued that these people are Romani Gypsy, they're quite transient in nature, and given the area of Constanta in Romania as the area they came from. We haven't been able to confirm any family links between the two groups, but we do strongly suspect that they are part of a wider group. He added what worked in benefit for the large proportion of this is the DNA and fingerprints were not in the UK database. So they, on a couple of occasions where fingerprints were left at the scene, or they carelessly smashed glass and left blood, they weren't in the database to be able to track it. At one point, they were targeting Asian families and expensive Asian jewellery, and there was broadly a mix. There was elderly people also that were burgled. The husband of one of the ladies who was in a care home and the husband of another lady that was in hospital. The two ladies were away visiting husbands at the time of the burglaries. Both of them gentlemen actually went on to die. So we've had two ladies lose their husbands in the wake of the investigation and had to endure the fact that people had been into their homes and taken things from in their darkest times. So as I said at the beginning of the video, there's two stories in this video. One is a Romanian gang and one is a Chilean gang. Since 2017, over 300 Chilean nationals have been arrested for burglary nationwide. According to Detective Constable Louise Holman of the Metropolitan Police, she said that these burglaries follow a pattern of targeting affluent areas, mainly in the winter months, where safes would be, and the whole safe would get taken. In this part of the video, we'll talk about the Chilean gangs that targeted homes in the Cheshire area. On June the 19th, George Pinto and Jamie Vera, 40, were jailed for a string of burglaries targeting homes in the Aldereley Edge and Presby areas of Cheshire in the run-up to Christmas last year. The men stole thousands of pounds of items from the luxury homes that was nestled in the so-called footballers' bout area of the country. Items that were stolen included a £30,000 watch and also diamond bracelets, shotguns and wedding rings. However, upon targeting Manchester United goalkeeper Thomas Kozak's home for a second time, police finally caught up with them. In the first raid, the men managed to remove a 100-kilogram safe containing items worth 80 grand before fleeing. A second attempt on December the 28th, 2019 was stopped by a recently installed motion detectors in the footballer's home. A text alert was sent to the footballer's phone, allowing him to alert his neighbours and also the police. Local officers, supported by a police helicopter, tracked the men as they attempted to make their escape. They was hopping garden fences and hiding in undergrowth as well. They were arrested and an investigation was launched in Macclesfield. During their inquiries, they was able to collect forensic evidence, cell site information and other evidence linking them to at least 5 burglaries in the area. In an impact statement, the footballer said that the burglaries had a huge impact on his family and he's now paying for 24-hour security. The court heard they'd been contacting other people to sell the jewellery stolen from the raid and also sent some home to Chile. They admitted the 5 burglaries and 1 attempted burglary, and Vera pleaded guilty to 3 burglaries, 1 attempted burglary and 1 offence of being equipped to burgle after a rucksack containing screwdrivers and tools abandoned in the chase were recovered at a golf course. George was jailed for 3 years and 4 months and Vera was jailed for 3 years and 4 months, and they told the court that they were raised in very poor households in Chile and wanted to send their apologies to the victims of their crimes. Vera apologised, claiming he came to the UK last year seeking opportunity but got involved in criminality. The judge said these were targeted, professional, sophisticated offences committed by determined criminal burglars. The offending that you were involved in as well is organised and is prevalent throughout this country and indeed the world. On the 1st of July, 3 other Chileans, Nicholas and Alexis Oviedo and Joel Ureta, were also jailed for a string of burglaries across the same area. All 5 men will be deported back to Chile in South America once they've served their sentences. Detectives say the cases are further examples of burglary tourism and the crime wave that it has created. The Oviedo brothers and Joel had booked a stay at the Balmore Hotel in Sale in Trafford, using false names for the duration of their spree, even hiring a Mercedes-Benz to get around in the day during their stay. Arriving just weeks after the December raids, the trio targeted houses across Knutsford and Aldereley Edge between January the 4th and January the 15th, 2020. The raids were described as carefully planned. The gang helped themselves to items worth more than £120,000, including Cartier watches and bangles, designer handbags and luggage, and trainers and other valuables. A neighbour in one of the nearby houses was alerted to the sound of an alarm going off and proceeded to investigate. The neighbour noticed 2 men acting suspiciously on Lee Road in Knutsford, where houses fetch around 2 million on average. The men got back into the hired Mercedes, but not before the neighbour had made a note of the registration and reported the incident to Cheshire Police. Police responded to the call, discovered the break-in and put a police marker on the Mercedes, which was then later stopped on the outskirts of Manchester. The 3 were arrested and transferred to Cheshire. Nicholas, Oviedo and Alexis and Joel were now jailed for a total of 13 years and 4 months. Courts are presented with ANPR data as well as cell site analysis linking the men to at least 7 burglaries. So the UK is definitely not the only country that has become victim of burglary tourism. Countries including the USA and also Spain have been victims of these similar crimes. So it'd be interesting to see if we have similar cases in the future, and I'll definitely keep you updated on any updates with this case and any stories similar. Please don't forget to leave a comment and also like the video. It's really important and tells YouTube that you support the channel. I really appreciate you joining me today, and I'll be back again very soon with some more news. Peace.